The road to SummerSlam is underway, and we saw some more matches being announced on last night's July 13th edition of Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns made their SummerSlam World Heavyweight Championship match official as Roman Reigns roasted Seth Rollins like a marshmallow on a family outing, calling out his awful promo from last week, all the multiple chances that he's gotten to be number one, and that his work daddy is Triple H. We'll talk all about that. We'll talk all about Oba Femi murking Dallas PD as he tried to send a message to Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. We'll talk about a gauntlet match that saw Chad Gable punch his ticket for his hometown, Minneapolis, Minnesota, for SummerSlam against Penta for the Intercontinental Championship, but why Javon Evans may have been the big star from last night's gauntlet. IYO SKY and Liv Morgan continue to build up their WWE Women's World Championship matchup as IYO went one-on-one with Roxanne Perez. And we have a teaser. We have a vignette that is 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. This is Rated Raw Review. We review Monday Night Raw. Let's get to it.
He said to watch True Heel Heat now! Right now!
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat. What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands is on me.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook for Rated Raw Review number 128. I know who I am, reviewing last night's July 13th, 2026 edition of WWE Raw on Netflix as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. He is your resident true heel hookah enthusiast himself, as well as your favorite candle maker and collector, the one and only Top Guy JJ. How are you doing, Top Guy?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How about you, sir?
I cannot complain at all. Had a rested Sunday, and now I'm back at it here, so I'm happy.
Yeah, it's going to feel great to not have to work for like 4 or 5 days straight.
Oh, look at you.
It's fucking...
I can't say that, but good for you.
Yeah.
But yes,
man, you gotta take it.
All right, we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. You can also sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you and hear your thoughts on last night's Monday Night Raw. If you're watching us on demand, comment down below, hit the hype button. That helps us out a lot. But if you're with us live, we'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel in the best way possible, you could do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We got Zach Minger letting us know that it is National Mac and Cheese Day. Did you have mac and cheese today? Are you having mac and cheese?
No and no.
Disappointed.
I'm disappointed too, because we're not gonna have our good brother Josh on the flagship podcast this weekend, especially after getting the news of the year on Monday Night Raw last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, oh boy, it's about to be legendary up in this channel.
Oh boy! And look at we got JJ on the flagship on Saturday. You get him twice this week. WWE knew when to make this announcement. They knew. They knew.
You know, and that's why, like, I'm gonna be my best. I'm gonna try to be my most positive version on this episode of Monday Night Raw. This show might get 2 thumbs up from me. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
Listen. They have given us the blessing of having us on the flagship podcast the week before with this announcement. You know what? Thank you, WWE, because it's going to be great.
Great times are ahead. We got Goldie Loke in the chat. Good to see you, G, who says, what it do at THH? Man, Roman was on his grown man shit. May have been one of his best promos. What y'all think? He definitely roasted the hell out of Seth Rollins.
That you know what, Goldie, that was definitely a right way to put it, because that was a grown up promo right there. That was some man shit that he delivered to that number 2 boy over there. Like, whoo,
number 2. You down here, I'm up here. I live in the high rise. You live in the projects. That's basically what he told Seth Rollins last night. We got Dion in the chat, one of our members of the channel. Thank you so much. Hit the join button and become a member of the channel for just $1 a month. We got Dion who says, what's up, THH? Boy, oh boy, did Seth get buried on the mic. Killed my interest in that match. Also, Bron Breakker's position, yikes. This is like the biggest example of WWE don't fuck with young guys ever. Like, I think it's like an all-timer, honestly.
But I mean, like, stop acting surprised, Jack.
I'm not surprised. I'm not acting surprised.
Stop acting like we haven't told y'all. This has been coming for how long now? And we've tried to tell y'all on this channel that this boy is a YN. We've tried to tell y'all.
Don't ever tell us that me and JJ don't have our finger on the pulse, because we tried to tell y'all back in October. As soon as they didn't pull the trigger on homie after Seth's injury, it was
cooked.
It was over.
It was cooked. It was cooked, and it's like, y'all want more evidence? Cool. We gonna have him lose on a PLE. Oh, y'all want more evidence? Cool. We gonna make him lose clean in a steel cage. Cool. You want more evidence? The man didn't even get acknowledged in the group when he won the tag team championship. You want more evidence?
How is this group in 2025, the Raw after WrestleMania, when Bron Breakker joins forces with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman? Literally, we were on this Rated Raw review, and we were like, this whole group is designed to make Bron Breakker a star. And how in the year of our Lord 2026, July 2026, just over a year later, he is the fourth fiddle in the fucking group made to make him a WrestleMania main eventer. That is unreal. I've never seen anything. I've never seen WWE make a group to make someone a top star, and then within a year, that person is the fourth most important member of the same group.
I just want y'all to really absorb what I'm about to tell y'all right now. Like, I need y'all to really absorb what I'm about to say to y'all. Bron Breakker is in a group right now that is less important than Maxxine Dupri. I need y'all to process that.
Maxxine Dupri is the most important member of the group with Bron Breakker.
Is more important than Bron Breakker and Logan Paul. Everybody's more important than Austin Theory, so that doesn't matter. But we're Maxxine Dupri. This is the same one that we put a poll up that is a worse wrestler just a couple months ago than Brie Bella. She is now the most important person in the division. Only in WWE you can say this shit and it be factual.
Only in WWE. This company. King Potate says Bron Breakker is Monty Brown and Triple H is Jeff Jarrett. We got a super chat donation here. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, what's good, THH fam? Full transparency here. As soon as that Vision skit came on, I immediately hopped over to the Home Run Derby, also on Netflix. I'm just kidding. Thanks for the recap. Or I'm just saying, thanks for the recap, guys. Oh, you know we got you. We suffer so you don't have to. So hope you had a good time watching the Home Run Derby. Did not know it was on Netflix, though.
Yeah, it was.
That's news to me.
It was. Some interesting camera angles, too, which was nice look for the game. So, you know, it was very you was very interactive with it. It was pretty cool. I didn't watch the whole thing yet, but I do plan on during these span of days off to watch that, because I heard it was a pretty good one, to be honest. So I don't really watch baseball very often, except for like the specials and of course the playoffs. It's too many fucking games, 162 games of regular season baseball. I can't fucking do that. But props to those who do, because I know there's some hardcore, die-hard baseball fans. So, you know, more props to y'all, but I tune in for the special moments. 82 games of basketball, 17 games of football, plus is more than enough for me, along with all the television content that we get. just not time for it. And on top of having a fucking very demanding full-time job.
Exactly. Can't catch a break. We also got here Dion, who says, in hindsight, they should have done the turn on Seth so early. They should have had him hold it down while Seth was out, then have Seth come back and try to boss everyone around. He should have had, or I think he's saying they should have done the turn later. He should have had the Batista face turn moment. Yeah, once you do the turn, you have to go full speed ahead. Like you can't do like the slow burn, cementing him as a top star. You got to go full throttle. And I said the same thing about Oba Femi once he beat Brock Lesnar, and they have refused to go full throttle on either one of those. I pray that Jimmy Macaram is right and that Oba Femi is unfuckable, because they are liable to fuck that shit up too.
Yeah, I mean, it that would be a good point if Seth didn't get turned on injured. Like, Seth was literally injured. So it's like he couldn't be on TV for about 4 or 5 months. So it was like they just wanted to get the angle out the way. And they were hoping, apparently, you know, if you're on the management, they were hoping for better results from Bron Breakker. You know, all he was doing was just getting the biggest reactions and getting the fucking most polarizing and people wanting to see him fucking succeed the most, you know, just from a fan's perspective too, you know, just from a fan's perspective. But according to probably management, you know, he didn't deliver on the expectations of the push that he maybe have gotten, you know.
They always know how to blame it back on the wrestlers.
You know, he failed to meet expectations. He did not meet the Oba Femi requirements. Mind you, this was before Oba Femi arrived on Raw. This was about 6 months before Oba Femi even arrived on Raw. So
he's got plenty of time. He's only 28. He's got plenty of time.
You know, he's gonna get the push, guys. We just gotta wait until 2036.
2036, he's gonna be there.
We just gotta wait. They are gonna give him his crowning moment. Actually, it's gonna be sooner than that, guys. So you might be in some luck. His crowning moment will be at WrestleMania 50.
Get it. He's only 7 years away. Only 7 years away.
Yeah, he's ahead of his time, y'all. It means if he gets it then, he'll be 35. He'll be right at. He's at prime WWE time right there. 35? Oh, yeah, young boy.
Ooh, he's cooking now. But yes, we're going to talk all about that, as well as everything that went down on Monday Night Raw last night. But before we do that, as always, with a Rated Raw review, we have to give our thoughts on the crowd. Last night on Raw, they were from Dallas, Texas. Honestly, this crowd was so much better than last week. Chicago, I think that we overrated them a bit, because Chicago was very much, despite them having kind of like loud reactions to the CM Punk and Sami Zayn matchup, that's to kind of be expected because Punk is the hometown guy. They were definitely quiet during the Seth Rollins thing, definitely quiet during the Paul Heyman thing on the show, and we didn't hold that against them because those promos were bad. Yeah. But this crowd got a bad promo and they made it better. So this crowd was better than Chicago.
Yeah. Listen, Dallas showed up. But I ain't knocking Chicago for the bullshit that they got.
I'm sorry. The promo that Dallas got last night was probably worse than the Paul Heyman promo.
Dog, you might be having some short-term memory loss or something. Like, dog, we gave the entire show 2 good segments. 2 good segments. But then we're gonna go ahead and blame Chicago for not being rowdy. They got a good opening and a good closing, and then they had an hour and 50 minutes of trash. Come on, man. Don't do that.
They got nothing but talking last night. They got one really long matchup, another good matchup, and they got long talking segments.
So So technically, that Gauntlet match was the equivalent to like 8 matches for them on Raw.
Nah. Well, I guess, yeah, you could say that. I guess you could say
Listen, how many one-on-one encounters we got? We gonna run it down when you have the match. They had like 7 matches on Raw.
6.
Which
6.
That's a shit. That's more than their PLEs.
Fair point.
Just
nah,
saying.
Dallas was great. Dallas
showed up, so props to them.
So we kick off the show with Michael Cole and Corey Graves at commentary, and we then hear the music of the returning Beast incarnate himself, Brock Lesnar, rocking his new Talk Shit, Get Hit t-shirt. Lesnar and Heyman make their way down, Heyman bringing a half dozen police officers to stand in the entranceway to, I guess, keep Oba Femi from interrupting. We get Heyman after Brock's music stops. The fans start chanting Oba, Oba, Oba. But they sing along with Paul Heyman's shtick. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. His mic sucked. Heyman pointed out that the police were here. The police, of course, got booed. Heyman described Femi as an obsessed stalker because he gave up a guaranteed title shot to get at Brock Lesnar. Let me repeat that. This big Nigerian dummy gave up a world title guaranteed shot at SummerSlam to walk into Hell in a Cell against Brock Lesnar. He is a psycho ex-girlfriend obsessed with Brock. But it's not just that Femi is obsessed with Brock. Brock is obsessed with Oba Femi. Heyman called Lesnar on a hunting trip and in training camp. He says, so Brock, how's the hunting going? And all Brock could tell him, he's like, I want Oba Femi. I want Oba Femi in Hell in a Cell. Knowing how explosive this is, Heyman decided that he needed to protect his investment in this matchup. So he asked for a no-touch clause, but couldn't get that done. So Heyman went to a judge in Dallas that his father used to know, and he got dual restraining orders for both Brock and Oba to keep them away from each other until SummerSlam. Lesnar was looking at Heyman. Heyman was getting all nervous when he said that he had a restraining order on Brock. But then the lights cut off, and then the music hit. Dum, 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 dum. Ooh. 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 Dum, 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 dum.
Oba! 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 Pose.
Femi is here. Femi is here. He comes to the ring. The police get in the ring to keep Oba away from Brock. Heyman asks the police. He says that he is within 100 feet, so arrest him. Femi, of course, Femi says that Brock is a coward, but he gets the police going after him, and one by one, Oba Femi decides to destroy each and every member of the police. He tosses one outside the ring over the top rope. No one's out there, so he hits the mat, and you hear the fucking thud. Poor guy. Then he double choke slams 2 of the police officers. He lays another out with a big lariat. He tosses the final one onto the pile of the rest of the police, taking care of the Dallas PD on his own. Oba then gets on the mic and he points out that he says that Heyman is making fun of him for not taking his title shot. But he says that Brock would have interfered in the match anyway. You both know that. You know that. So that is the reason why I had to do this. And then Femi says that Brock wouldn't be able to run away for long, and he sure as hell won't be running away at SummerSlam inside Hell in a Cell. Femi stands tall in the ring as the crowd was going crazy for him. This Dallas crowd absolutely loved Oba here, 100%. However, holy shit, the mic work in this promo, in this segment fucking sucked. The action was good. Oba destroying the police, that was fun. Oba coming out and getting that Rick response, good stuff. Heyman on the mic. I called it on Saturday. I revised what I said last Tuesday. Nah, this is Celtics Shaq. This is Celtics Shaq. It's gotten that bad. Shaq with the Celtics would at least have 1 or 2 good games. That's where we're at with Heyman. He'll have 1 or 2 good games, but an 82 game schedule, he's averaging like 6 points, 2 rebounds. Like that's how Heyman is right now. It's just recycled bullshit every time he fucking opens his mouth. And then Oba Femi, I thought he was good with the promo at the end, but then he had to come up with an explanation for the shit. And I'm just like, dude, just don't even address the title shot at this point. Because I think that WWE does this thing where they like to acknowledge what they did wrong, and they like to come up with an excuse for it. But 9 times out of 10, when WWE does that, they never have a good fucking excuse. Because if your excuse for not taking the title shot is, oh, Brock was going to interfere. Well, wouldn't he interfere in the King of the Ring tournament then? Then why the fuck did you win the title shot to begin with? Then you have to think on your extra big brain and think, why the fuck did WWE give you the King of the Ring then? If they write all this shit. They determine all this shit. This ain't a sport. This ain't a sport. You could have not been in the King of the Ring to begin with. You just made Oba look like an idiot. Heyman look like an idiot. The whole King of the Ring concept, everyone who was in the King of the Ring tournament looked like an idiot. Don't come up with a fucking excuse if it's not a good one. It's not a good one. And it's not even the issue. The excuse of Oba not taking the title shot is not even the problem. The problem is Oba won the fucking title shot. And you were never going to do this matchup. You were never going to do it. Everybody in their mama knew Oba Femi was facing Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam once he returned on May 18th. Yet you did a whole fucking King of the Ring tournament, made us focus on that shit the entire time. You already switched up the rules on one part of it because when it was brought back in 2024, it was the winner of the King of the Ring gets a title shot at the world title of their brand. You switched that up and made it of the world title of their choosing, but didn't switch up the other part of just making the King of the Ring for a title shot, not specifying it's for the fucking SummerSlam, and then not giving him the fucking title shot at SummerSlam. This company is full of fucking idiots. JJ, what did you think of this opening segment?
About time somebody finally gets upset more than me during a fucking segment. I mean, color us shocked. Like, is anyone shocked? Yo, you know, sometimes it's better to not open your mouth at all for us to just guess how dumb you are than to actually open your mouth and us now know how dumb you are. and unfortunately, this isn't the decision of Oba Femi. This is the writers that said, I need you to put this in reason, and this is the reason why you're not competing at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship against the OTC Roman Reigns. I need you to say with passion that you, Brock Lesnar, was going to cost me anyway. So what did this company decide to do? Run a 16-man tournament and give him the fucking crown anyway. Yo, I'm telling you, my head starts to hurt when thinking about this place a little too much. You can't fathom the stupidity of these people. Like they are in that room. That's that table full of like 10 morons with Triple H sitting at the head of it. Just a bunch of mindless, clueless fucking fucks. Like, all right, let me backtrack to the segment. Yeah, the Paul Heyman shit was dirt. Like, it was dirt. But I said this last week though. It's him in a battle in a fight that he knows he's losing. So he's not gonna be able to deliver you any substance that you're gonna believe because we know what's gonna happen. So everything that this obsession and obsessed girlfriend and all this like that shit is literally hot air. All of that shit is hot air. So it actually makes it worse because it's hot air. It's garbage. Oba Femi's promo was actually pretty good because I like the part until the part because I like the part. He's like, "Who are you? What is this? Is this is the beast? What have you become?" Like, I was like, but fucking tell him he's a little bitch. In many words, describing a little bitch. So I was digging it until he's like, I didn't go for the world championship because I knew you was gonna cost me anyway. Then fucking get out of the King of the Ring tournament. Then fucking forfeit. Fucking give up your spot in the first round. And
don't enter the tournament. Like,
you know, brethren, you just fucked up 15 other men's storylines to end up in the position you knew you was gonna be in.
You can't make it up. You can't make it up, yo.
Yo. This is only shit that you're gonna get in the WWE, fam. Because the fucking up of the fake cops that shit was nice. I thought Brock was gonna at least like try to get something on him. Nothing happened there. Brock was just at the apron smiling, watching him fuck people up. Oba's over as fuck. That's the thing that I got about. That's the thing I really got out of this is that Oba is super over. Oba is literally a champion waiting to just be crowned. But dog, when you say I knew you was gonna cost me anyway, you sound like a fucking piehead.
I knew you were gonna cost me anyway. Well, I knew that too because you kept calling him out every week. What the fuck? Like, yo.
You don't call a man a bitch every week and then think he not gonna fucking come after you.
I said this earlier because I had somebody that was like, oh, they should have just said that Oba is putting it on postpone. I was like, nah, that sounds horrible too. I was like, the way you fix all of this is that the King of the Ring is for a future title shot. Instead of saying that it's for an event and then not doing it at that event.
And then it's like they are doubling down on literally just letting people know that he's not going for this championship anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's making it worse, y'all. This is what I don't know if people's grasping it yet because people are still thinking that he just postponed it. Nigga, that postponement is indefinite.
He said he's postponed forever.
That postponement is gonna be months, brethren. Months.
We got another super chat donation here from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, okay, guys, explain this logic to me. Oba avoid breaking restraining order against Brock, but he destroys Dallas officers of the goddamn law. Robin Harris voice, and that's just a minor issue I had. They explained that already, Chuck Berries. They explained later on in the show that they weren't real Dallas police officers.
But remember, people turn off the fucking show after they see bullshit. So that's what we're here to educate later on, because WWE decides to give dumb WWE explanations and decide to tell us stuff that we know that they've been using for over 30 years, which is fake police. So
they finally admitted it to War.
There you have it. They finally broke kayfabe and said that they've used fake cops. No shit. We know y'all use fake cops.
I could have told y'all that was a fake cop when he looked like an independent wrestler. But then we get Michael Cole at the commentary desk, who hypes up a multi-week, multi-part series on the history of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, building up to the World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam.
Who asked for this?
Multi-week, multi-parts.
But who asked
Chapter 1, The Shield. And yeah, it was just about like 15 seconds of the Shield jumping people and Seth and Roman winning the tag team titles. That was it.
But who asked for this?
I mean, I don't know who asked for it, but if you're going to do it, I would say that this is the laziest way to do it. We also get an announcement that Roman Reigns earlier on in the day issued a invite to WWE Saturday Night's Main Event that was accepted by NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks. Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson will be live this coming Saturday. It's WWE Saturday Night's Main Event from Madison Square Garden. Why does it look like Roman's going to go one-on-one with Jalen Brunson?
Told y'all niggas he ain't doing a fucking thing physical.
Hey, I said he can still show up if physical. I was right. You were not right. I was right.
Y'all niggas was over here clowning that he's going to be involved in some type of fucking match.
I said he was going to help Dan. He's still going to get involved in the Danhausen match. They made it no DQ for that reason.
All right. Y'all keep y'all hopes up.
Hey, I'm telling you, New York Knicks getting involved, helping Danhausen. We get then up next the first match of the night. IYO SKY going one-on-one with your girl, Roxanne Perez of the Judgment Day. On commentary, Cole talked up the dissension within the Judgment Day around Perez. Sky sent Perez to the floor after she hits her with a shotgun dropkick. You get Sky, who went for a sliding dropkick of her own, but Perez caught her with a forearm. Perez tried for a suplex on the apron, but Sky escaped and slammed her onto the apron before hitting a beautiful-looking acai moonsault to the floor. Liv caused a distraction long enough for Sky as Perez tripped her up and then stomped on her bad leg following the attack from the Judgment Day last week. You get Sky, who hits Perez when we come back from commercial break with a double underhook backbreaker for a near fall. Sky then delivers the move with her injured knee, and she came up selling. Sky caught Perez with a kick and then came off the top rope, hits a beautiful drop kick, and then followed up with a knee to the face as her knee was magically healed. She even did the kip up and then the fluss up. I just laughed because I was like, IYO is so funny. She has to hit her signature pose. So she said, fuck selling the knee. Then we get Sky, who went for the Meteora in the corner, but Perez got out the way. Perez goes right for the bad knee, and she starts stretching it. Sky escapes and costs Perez in the crossfire. Perez gets her in the crossface, but she ate a knee from IYO. IYO goes to the top rope for the moonsault, but Morgan and Rodriguez interfere to keep Sky from attempting the over the moonsault. Perez tries to take advantage and roll up Sky, but Sky gets a reversal pin, O'Connor roll for the 1-2-3 to get the victory here and keep her momentum heading into SummerSlam. Good matchup. I thought Perez and Io kind of proved why they're two of the most technically sound women on the roster. Everything looked smooth, looked clean in the matchup. It didn't get to the point where it was like a great match because it only got just over 10 minutes, but the crowd was involved. Io looked good. She just said, fuck selling the knee, which kind of took me out of the matchup. But other than that, good stuff from the ladies. After the matchup, you get Perez and Sky, Perez and Morgan, attack Sky until Sol Ruca ran in to make the save. The WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion does a dive on Raquel Rodriguez, who catches her and then flings her into the barricade. She then delivers a power bomb into the ring post before dropping Sol like a bad habit. Back in the ring, you get Io, who gets hit with Oblivion by Liv. Liv then is joined by Perez and Rodriguez, who held up Sky. She holds up the WWE Women's World Championship and says that this is the closest she will get to the title before waffling her with the championship gold as the Judgment Day stand tall over the Queen of the Ring for the second straight week. This got a ton of heat from the fans, so good heat segment to set up the Women's World Championship matchup, and a good match from Io and Roxanne. The post-match, though, made Io and Sol look like the biggest dweebs ever. What did you think?
Yeah, the match was solid. See, should have been these two going out, but I would rather watch them fight 3 weeks in a row than watch any combination of them have a match with Raquel Rodriguez. But yeah, the match was solid. So I will turn around and give Raquel a little, Raquel would be a much better enforcer / hit woman than an in-ring competitor.
Yeah, because
her post-match shit be looking pretty decent. It's just her having a match is what fucks it all up. Because that little beatdown on Sol Ruca, that fucking slamming her into the fucking barricade, catching her, that shit was clean. Like that shit was pretty good. But it's seeing a totality of a 8 to 10 minute match. It's what completely just fucking throws water all over the potential fire. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all the pervs out there probably saw Liv's pants unbuckle a little bit. But
pervs.
But you know, they gotta make Liv look somewhat strong before she loses this championship. And her first defense, by the way, and her first defense in 4 months. You know, but nobody's checking. But yeah, just hurry up and get the title off of her already, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The Judgment Day, man, it's just things are going bad for the Vision. Don't get me wrong, but Judgment Day, man, they have gone past stale. They are old cruddy, lumpy milk.
They're
in your refrigerator.
Great snooze fest, dog.
Yeah,
they're just completely uninteresting, and it's just has a lot to do with their leader.
Who, Liv?
Their leader.
Liv? That's what I think is the leader.
Well, that ain't looking good either way.
Speaking of groups who have met their expiration date, next up is the Vision. Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Bron Breakker, the World Tag Team Champions, and the newest member of the Vision, Maxxine Dupri. The Vision is out here to celebrate the World Tag Team title win from last week. Maxxine Dupri has officially joined the Vision as Logan Paul gets on the mic, and he says that he is here to introduce the members of the Vision. The Pressure, Austin Theory. He says Bron Breakker. And he says himself, he says he's a future world champion, and the Vision Queen, Maxxine. He gives her the mic to address her joining the group. But before she can address anything, out comes her former stablemates in Alpha Academy, Akira Tozawa and Otis. Tozawa wanted to talk to Maxxine, so she sends the rest of the Vision to the floor. Tozawa and Otis looked so sad and just forlorn. We get Tozawa told Maxxine she was a wonderful human being. She doesn't belong with them. What are you doing? Austin Theory was wrong for her. The crowd start loudly chanting, "You sold out, you sold out, you sold out," and we are subject to Dupri's acting. Dupri says that Tozawa and Otis didn't even know Austin Theory, and they made her choose. They said it was either them or him, so she had to make the choice. Otis takes the mic, and he wants to address Maxxine himself. He stuttered, and he said that he had to get something off his chest, something that he's been meaning to say for a really, really long time. Then we hear Austin Theory fake laughing about how bad the segment was, and I was like, you and me both, brother. Theory asks if he was going to confess his feelings for Maxxine. Theory told Otis that people like you don't end up with people like her. You are fat, you are miserable, and you are pathetic. Otis snaps, and he goes after Theory. You get Bron Breakker, who attacks Otis from behind until Tozawa jumps on Breakker's back. Tozawa actually got one over on Breakker, sidestepping him, sending him over the top rope. He goes for a dive on him, though, but he manages to catch Tozawa, suplexing him over the announce table. Theory and Breakker went to double team Otis until Otis actually got the better of them both. He dumps Breakker to the outside. He slams down Theory. He goes after Theory in the corner until Maxxine steps in and gets in the way of him. She lures him away, turning him around to face his back to Theory, telling him if he would have told her sooner, then none of this would have happened. I didn't know how you felt. She puts her hands on Otis's face, distracting him long enough for Theory to low blow her former friend and stablemate. She holds on, and we could see her facial expression changing as Maxxine starts laughing in Otis's face. She told him that he was crazy to ever think that someone like her would be into someone like him. Breakker then comes in and stops Tozawa from helping, destroying him with a spear. Theory is then handed brass knuckles by Maxxine as he blasts Otis and lays him out. Theory then picks up Otis and holds him up as Breakker runs off of the ropes and hits his big old super spear on the Alpha Academy member, leaving him laying as the Vision stands tall. Later, we would see the Vision, all laughs, all smiles backstage as they were walking, and they were greeted by their former manager, Paul Heyman, who says that they impressed him tonight. He says that Bron Breakker proved why no one should ever mess with Bron Breakker. Austin Theory, you are proving that you are truly the Crusher. Logan Paul is healing faster than Conor McGregor. And Maxxine, I didn't know you had it in you. You showed a side of yourself that I didn't know that you had. This is great. This is perfect. Theory says, so does that mean that you're coming back? And he was like, well, that's what I wanted to say. Maxxine looks so great out there, so magnificent that I thought to myself, why the hell do you need me for? And then he walks away. So I'm assuming this means that Heyman has dumped the Vision, which is probably the worst news ever for Bron Breakker. I have so many mixed emotions about this segment. Execution-wise, I thought that Maxxine did not bring her best game here. I thought that her acting and her performance was a little bit stilted. I thought it was better towards the end when she fully committed to being the heel, but being the feigned babyface who was just a conflicted and not really heel, she didn't perform that very well. The mic work was very just, it didn't seem like anyone knew when to start. Like they were hemming and hawing at the beginning of the promo, thinking that they were going to get all this heat that they didn't get. Then Otis and Tozawa, I know they were supposed to be out here to be very sympathetic, but they just came off very unconfident on the mic. But I guess that's what they were trying to do. And then Theory was just bad. Theory's just bad. And Logan Paul has regressed on the mic. The beatdown portion was effective and got plenty of heat. The crowd ate all of this up. The crowd was very much, once you got to like the middle portion with Alpha Academy coming out, the crowd was definitely engaged into all of this, and they made this segment better. But as far as the execution of this segment, it was fucking bad. It was not good. And as far as Heyman dumping the Vision, bravo, the smartest man in the room. I'm glad to see Shaq chose a good team to try to win a 5th championship. Congratulations. JJ, what did you think about the Vision and Alpha Academy segment here and Paul Heyman leaving the Vision?
I think you was alluding to it. I was just hoping that you would say it, but godly, this was some of the worst acting I've seen in my fucking life. It absolutely ruined the segment for me. Like it just took all the juice away from me for it. Like it's like they were rehearsing in front of us. like it took Maxxine like 20 seconds to even say a word when she grabbed the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, all of these years later, you now, Otis, want to start to potentially express a level of feeling like you was with this broad for how many years?
And they never really felt like he had.
And they
like
never entertained.
It felt like Big Brother, Little Sister.
Yeah, they never entertained anything of the sorts. They not like it. This just came out of nowhere, and this had no vibes of Otis and Mandy. This had no vibes of that whatsoever. Like it's like, you know, we knew Otis was smitten with that girl from the start. This one just was like what? Like, this is what you got to do to get on TV? Like, damn, they fucked you up, homie. Yeah, this was a bad segment all around. Like the outside acting made it worse. Like, Austin Theory should just be banned from microphones. Like, anytime he gets on a microphone, they should just cut it off. Like, just cut it off. Like he's painful to listen to. And yeah, Paul Heyman realized, he's like, yo, these dudes are all suckers, bro. I ain't stinking around with this shit. I need to go to a new team.
Yep.
I'd rather fuck with the dude that got 3 weeks left, opposed to fucking with you cats that not only got champions, y'all got a new member, y'all got somebody on the horizon ready to return, but y'all all suck. That was Heyman's like, yeah, you got her, yeah, cool, fuck you, bye.
It's like, you got her now. You don't need me. I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's hot Heyman summer is over for the Vision.
And Greg said Theory can't even use the microphone on his phone.
He has just been so poisoned by the WWE allure that he is just utterly a complete bum. Like, they have fucked him up to a point where he has just become completely uninteresting.
Yeah.
Even with the girl by his side.
And they basically, Kevin's absolutely right. All Theory and Maxxine is Timu, Liv, and Dom.
And at least Liv and Dom's story was compelling for a bit. At least there was some tease that was happening to that.
Yeah.
You could see like Liv was going after her guy who she wanted, whether Dom was hesitant or not. And you saw that shit building over a period of weeks. This shit just happened, but it was happening behind camera, off camera, no words implemented. And then, bam. So, yeah, to put two people together that we don't give a fuck about. Yeah, good going with that.
Well done, WWE. Well done.
Yeah, good going with that. Because it's like, oh, so you expect us to care what? Less or more less? Like,
so do you think that this leads to Alpha Academy and Division at SummerSlam?
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, this card.
This is a pretty big angle, and this was a show that seemed dedicated to doing angles to either heat up matches that they've already had announced, heat up matches that they have planned, or announce matches for the show.
I mean, I hope y'all enjoyed the show.
All part of the show. All part.
You know, you got your main events, all baby faces.
That's a good point too. Kevin bringing up that Otis is from Minnesota, so that's another reason why he's probably going to be on the show.
I didn't know that. I didn't know him. Oh, him
and Gable. Yeah, that's why Gable's known him for 20 years.
Oh, both of them. All right, cool. That's good to know. I mean, yeah, I guess give the hometown boy his SummerSlam moment.
And really, Otis is like WWE's Roosh. Because I always say with Roosh and AEW, it doesn't matter how long he's off TV. Whenever he comes back on, he always seems to get a reaction from those AEW fans. Otis has been off of TV for months. He got one of the loudest babyface reactions on the show.
Because we fucking love Otis, bro. It's unfortunate that the WWE doesn't love Otis. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Like, every time he's on fucking camera, it's like the fans try hard to show the admiration for him. Man grabs the microphone. All he did was merely grab the fucking microphone. And he got one of the biggest ovations.
Yep.
But yeah, no, we're gonna bumify him some more.
Bumify is crazy.
Like, it's ridiculous, bro. That's why I can't really get into it, because you already know what's gonna happen. He's gonna get played and they're gonna fucking lose or get screwed over. It's like, how could I remotely get interested into this knowing what the fuck is about to happen? Like, no.
Sure, King the Ghost says they're basically doing this Maxxine story like a typical movie/series high school story. The bully gets the hot girl and leaves the unpopular kid heartbroken. Yeah, this is like a Disney Channel teen drama.
Well,
and
I mean,
it's probably worse acting, which is saying a lot.
I mean, it is. The show is PG, so I guess there's that.
This is true. So we go to an ad break, and out comes Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso is on the mic. He's got his braids out, and he says that he is here to call out Solo Sikoa. They told Sikoa to be here on Monday Night Raw because they need to take care of bloodline business. So where you at, Solo? Where you at? But instead of Solo, he brings up the fact that he got a win over Royce Keys on SmackDown, which brings out the former powerhouse Hobbs. He starts brawling with Jimmy until security and officials come out and separate the two. This brings out Adam Pearce, who announces that since Royce and Jimmy didn't get enough on Friday, How about they have their matchup right here, right now, tells the referee to get in the ring, and the match is made official. So then we come back from break, the match is already in process. We get Uso, who hits Keys with an enziguri. The fight goes to the floor where Uso Samoan drops Keys on the commentary's desk. 2 minutes into this impromptu matchup, they went to commercial break. Great time management, WWE. After the break, you get Keys, who caught Uso with a power slam. While Keys was firing up, we get a split screen, an in-picture screen, which sees Jacob Fatu arriving at the building. He pulls up into the parking lot. The camera follows him all through the backstage area as he takes a beeline to the ring. Keys gets a near fall on a spine buster, but then just as he was getting the near fall, Jacob Fatu has already hit the ring and attacks his former friend. This caused a disqualification because you can't let Royce Keys get his win back after Jimmy Uso pinned him on SmackDown. You got to let him get a DQ win.
Random as fuck.
Fatu beats down on Keys. He sets him up with the hip attack in the corner with a steel chair wrapped around his head. But before he can execute it, out comes Solo Sikoa out of the crowd. He gets on the mic and he announces that the blood is thicker than water. And so he is coming home to the family. He wants Fatu to leave Keys alone because he says that he wants to stand once again with the bloodline. He puts his one high in the sky. Jimmy Uso gets excited by this and stands next to his brother. Jacob Fatu joins him and he puts up his ones as well. But this is all a swerve, and I love how Solo Sikoa did it, where he's putting up the one, and the one becomes the thumb, and he smiles, and he hits Jimmy Uso with the Samoan spike. Jacob Fatu sees this, and the fight is on. They start brawling with one another. Solo gets the better of him for a bit until Jacob starts fighting back. You get Jimmy Uso who gets involved as well until Jimmy and Jacob have the advantage. They are beaten down on both Royce and Jimmy until the music of LA Knight hits.
Yeah.
Out comes the megastar. Knight drops Jimmy with a back body drop over the top rope to the floor. He then attacks Jacob with the steel chair, blasting him, hit him in the back, sending him outside, sending the Bloodline B team packing. Knight then gets on the mic and he calls out Jimmy and Jay as well as Jacob. Knight says that you know what? I've had enough of this and we need to settle this once and for all. So he challenges the Bloodline to face him as well as Royce Keys and even Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu, Jimmy Uso, and the unfortunate event Jey Uso in a 6-man tag team matchup at SummerSlam. This is made official later on in the show, so it will go down at SummerSlam. The Bloodlines, Jacob Fatu, Jimmy and Jey Uso versus LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys. Like the post-match angle, the matchup itself, I don't think Jimmy Uso and Royce Keys have any type of chemistry whatsoever, so let's stop putting them in 2-segment matches. How about that? It wasn't good on Friday. It wasn't good on Monday. But I thought Solo Sikoa came off very well here as a babyface. Like, him coming out, cutting the promo, and saying that he was joining the Bloodline only to set them up and swerve them. He came off really cool, very smart as well, and he just has natural baby face tendencies, more than I ever saw from him when he was the top heel in the company back in 2024. So I gotta hand it to Solo. The Bloodline storyline is not going its best, and it's pretty stale, but the most interesting and freshest part about it has been Solo and LA Knight getting kind of a revitalization of his momentum as well. They've been two of the best parts, and now we get this big 6-man, and Royce Keys gets his first PLE matchup coming up at SummerSlam. What did you think about all of this?
The match was cheeks. The setup of the match was cheeks. The post-match was cheeks. the announcement of this clusterfuck 6-man was cheeks. But you are right. There's something there a little bit interesting with if they're going to keep this trigger and actually pull it. If there's any bullets in there with the Solo Sikoa face turn, that would be remotely interesting to see if that actually could work out. That's like the only thing that I am gonna probably look at and look forward to during this match. But this match is gonna be buns.
Oh, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't know how they thought that this would be a good match for SummerSlam.
I thought they were going to announce this for Saturday night's main event, and then he says SummerSlam. I was like, oh, okay.
Like,
right.
This is a SummerSlam match?
Okay. All right.
I guess they got to fill out 2 nights of matches. So,
yeah.
But
to answer Annika like here,
I like it for you, but I'm not going to love it for you because
Annika, Jey Uso is not hurt physically. He may be hurt emotionally. If you didn't know from last week, TMZ did report that his wife filed for divorce.
Oh, he ain't mad about that.
Oh, yes, he is.
Clock that.
That nigga's dumb. Like I think some of y'all think that Jey Uso being dumb is just in storyline. No, he is dumb in real life. I don't think he has a prenup. I don't think he has a prenup. He don't have a prenup.
Yeet.
He don't have a prenup, so I guarantee you he is heartbroken by this whole situation because he's like, my fucking money.
Oh man, and then I mean he gonna lose Jada Parker. He gonna lose Miss Parker because he about to be broke. Fuck that.
I just think that overall with this story, it's this story is very much El Grande Americano versus the original El Grande Americano all over again, except you don't have another country where the alignment is actually correct. So we're just stuck with this alignment where the bloodline is obviously the fucking heels, yet they are cheered unanimously from the fans, and they are facing a group of guys that is a mixture of a very over babyface, a heel who is basically playing a babyface but still being booed as a heel, and a babyface that is not over yet with the audience.
Y'all enjoy that. Yo, miss me with this shit, bro. Like, I was looking at this shit like, what? We doing this for real? They made this show like, they gave this show like extra time for shit like this. Sure. Yeah, as y'all could tell by my reactions, a lot of this show is very boring to me.
JJ did not like this show, guys. I'm sorry for anyone who did. I know everyone who liked.
I came in here positive, and then you had to start talking about the show.
How you came in positive without me talking about the show?
And then you start talking about the reality of what we really watched. It's like, this fucking guy just ruined my mood.
What you really watch is this. Then we go backstage and we got Oba Femi meeting up with Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce lets him know he confirmed that the police in the opening segment were fake. Heyman hired them. Also, there's no restraining orders. So he says that this proves to Oba that he was in fact right, that Heyman and Brock are scared. I'm just like, WWE would probably be better off if they were like the reality of what some WWE fans thought AEW was in 2024. You remember when in 2024, all WWE fans would be like, oh, all AEW does is give you cool matches with no story. If this is the best story they could come up for these big matches at SummerSlam, I think WWE would be better off just making cool matches. No stories.
I mean, I don't know, dog. This yo, it's too many. Yo, we're in July, dog. We've been reviewing this show on Netflix for almost 20 months.
Going on 2 years.
Yeah, I think it would just be, we would be better off if Raw on Netflix just became like bi-weekly.
I want WWE to give, because like sometimes
because they just throwing shit at us at this point.
But like my whole thing is, WWE, AEW will sometimes give you kind of like a WWE style show. Like 2 weeks ago, when they did the whole show long angle to set up MJF and Kenny Omega, that episode of AEW was very akin to like a good episode, a show long narrative in WWE. Sometimes they'll give us episodes that are familiar or akin to a WWE show. And then sometimes, and most of the time, they'll give us an AEW show that's a mixture of story and the matches. And then they'll give us a full-on AEW pay-per-view on TV, where it's just match after match, banger after banger after banger after banger. They have different variations of their show. WWE just gives us one stockpile version of themselves, and it's always the least interesting, least creative version of themselves every single fucking week.
These niggas just give us TV, bro. That's what it's boiling down to. These niggas just give us TV, dog. Like they give us something to talk about, I guess. And then it's like it's like literally talking about WWE and talking about AEW are two of the most opposite moods that I'm in when it comes to wrestling. Like it is ridiculous how opposite of a mood I'd be. Like, damn, y'all, why? There's like, fuck, man, why can't Thursdays be my normal day off so I could fuck around and be a guest for host on fucking AE Ramble? But no, fucking gods have descended me down on fucking Tuesdays to fucking keep doing this shit for fucking how what's this 90 weeks now with this?
Yep.
And we've maybe given this show like 5 thumbs ups.
This year has been really bad. This has been the worst year.
Nigga, last year wasn't good either.
No, we had a stretch. We had a stretch where it was actually good.
We had like a 2-week stretch. And then I gracefully gave the opening show a fucking 7 because it was a dick on the table episode and they just had a party and brought everybody out. And most of y'all niggas hated that show.
Yeah, I hated that show. That was bad. Ironically enough, though, Kevin, you're not wrong. Raw is actually better than SmackDown.
Listen, if the gods descended me to be off on Fridays and you happen to fucking review SmackDown only on Saturdays, I'd pass. But thank God the wrestling world is covered on Saturdays.
We got you. And yeah, this is a great specification, Annika, saying, well, AEW goes to WWE from 2000, never won from 2013. You got me there. But yes, we go up next. During the ad break, we see Brian Saxton. He's about to interview Bayley. But then Bayley says that she said she was going to call out Lyra in the ring, so she's going to do that. So she takes the mic, heads out to the ring, and calls out her former tag team partner, Lyra Valkyria. who looks like she hasn't showered or washed her clothes in months, coming out with a dirty sweater and hair all disheveled. You get Bayley, who shoved a microphone in Valkyria's chest, and she demanded an explanation for what she did just a number of weeks ago. Bayley wanted an apology, but Valkyria wanted an apology herself. She wanted an apology for Bayley holding her back for an entire year. Valkyria has been stabbed in the back too, but she doesn't make it her entire personality. Valkyria told Bayley, she was like, everything that I've said to you over the past year has been a lie. You're not a locker room leader.
Ooh.
Your face doesn't belong on the posters.
Ooh.
You are a doormat.
Ooh.
And the thing that gets the biggest reaction is when she says, you are the worst member of the Four Horsewomen. Bayley came back with her resume promo saying that she was the first ever Grand Slam champion, that she was one half of the first ever inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and that she is a decorated star, a future Hall of Famer. And she says that she will add one more thing to her resume. She's gonna beat Lyra Valkyria's ass in Madison Square Garden because she asked Adam Pearce earlier in the show, and they have a match at Saturday night's main event. Bayley goes to leave, but Valkyria tries to jump her. They fight. You get Bayley, who fights back. Valkyria caught Bayley though with a lariat. She then stomped on Bayley's head. Valkyria then picks up a now out of it Bayley, and she delivers a Bayley to belly to the originator, standing tall to close this segment. Lyra Valkyria will go one-on-one with her former mentor and tag team partner, Bayley, this Saturday, Madison Square Garden, at Saturday night's main event. As far as the execution and delivery, I thought this was a good promo, actually. I thought that Lyra was very effective with everything that she said. They actually touched on kind of like real life things, the insecurities that Bayley has, some of the insecurities or the complaints or flaws that fans have said about Lyra, and her kind of saying that she has those insecurities herself, and then turning it all back on Bayley at the same time. Bayley had kind of a variation of the Seth Rollins response we would get later on in the show, but done the right way and done with the right kind of delivery. She sounded determined. She sounded confident in everything that she was saying. And she sets up a matchup that I think could steal the show on Saturday at Saturday night's main event. Not saying much because that card sucks, but I think that Bayley and Lyra, if they get enough time, could have a slapper in Madison Square Garden. So I like the segment. However, this crowd could not give a fuck about either one of these ladies. And that's mainly down to the booking of these two ladies who are quite talented. JJ.
Yeah, you can count me one of those people too. I ain't give two flying fucks about any of this. Because I just had one burning question. Why is Lyra the depressed one after doing the turn? Like, stop with this fucking unfucking sensible. I can't process why this is taking place. Lyra's the one that did the turn, but Lyra's the one that is depressed and out of sorts, and she hates Bayley now, but
she snapped. She snapped.
Oh, so she decides to snap, but then not shower, and then not fucking dress right. So essentially, Lyra's the one with the broken heart and not Bayley.
She said that, yeah.
But Lyra's the one that turned on Bayley.
Yeah. Because Bayley held her back for a year.
Yeah. That's right. Sure. And then this is all going to blow over and blow away on Saturday night's main event. Yeah.
She was given very much Nikki Cross here. That look was straight out of the Nikki Cross Sanity playbook. We got Dion says turning on Bailey made her homeless.
Yo, dude, like what? Like, yo, this shit is dumb. Like no. Like, no. And then, yeah, Bailey ran off her resume. Yay, you're the first ever women's tag team champions of the women that no one cares about. Clearly, they don't even care about you, bruh.
Really,
it's just crazy to see like how this is just. They had them partner up together for a year, and they're gonna fucking have a blow off on like Saturday night's main event.
Maybe it sets up a matchup at SummerSlam. I see people in the chat talking about that. We should also mention that yes, Mercedes Moné was once again posting cryptic posts teasing a possible departure from WWE for Bailey to head to AEW. What do you think?
Because Mercedes feels bad for her friend, bro.
I think it's that.
Like it's like, dude, this is what the fuck y'all got for my best friend. Like, what the like, yo, Mercedes is like winning in so many ways right now. Like, the fact that she don't got to deal with this level of bullshit and this level of larceny and stupid, senseless booking on a weekly basis. Ooh, that girl winning. Oh, that girl winning big. That girl hit the motherfucking jackpot, bro. Because this shit crazy, bro. Like this is what we doing. SummerSlam is 3 weeks away, and this is what we're outside of like literally the two main events. This is what we're walking. So we got like 3 things to look forward to out of like a 12 to 14 match card on SummerSlam.
After the show, it's 6 matches announced for SummerSlam,
and they're probably gonna have 6 each, maybe. And this is what we're gonna get. It's just fucking sad.
People saying Chuck Berry saying free Bailey. We know he's a big fan. We also got a super chat donation here from Dion. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says WWE needs to look into their archives and study the year 2000. One of the best years in WWE history. The interconnected storytelling is top notch. Honestly, Dion, I think Annika said it earlier. AEW is more akin to WWE in the year 2000 than WWE is right now.
Which is crazy. These niggas is WWE and better than the WWE.
Yeah. Like a lot of the interconnected storytelling, all these players in the main event mix, a world title scene that got you invested and engaged, big stars who are being made and getting big achievement. That's AEW in 2026. It's not WWE in 2026.
Bro.
We got Chuck Berry. He says, yeah, and y'all didn't even mention the floundering ticket sales with night 2 at 21,000. Apparently, we did talk about it in depth on the flagship podcast on Saturday. But yeah, the ticket sales is not looking good for SummerSlam this year. JJ,
because the card is trash.
Both nights are under 23,000 tickets in a stadium that holds 66,000.
Well, good. Keep speaking the truth, fans. Because, nah, man, this shit is not acceptable, bro. This is not acceptable TV every week, yo. Like, every single week, this is what y'all doing? And then want to fucking ask us if we enjoying the show?
All part of the show?
Like, nah, bro, we not enjoying the show. Like, literally not enjoying the show. And then you are asking niggas to pay astronomical fucking ridiculous butt fucking with no fucking petroleum jelly prices?
Butt fucking with no petroleum prices is wild. It's a wild statement, sir.
Dude, if anybody goes and looks up Ticketmaster prices for SummerSlam right now, that is anything beyond the nosebleed, you're just gonna close the app.
Said, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. Nope, don't want it. Don't like it.
Come to SummerSlam. For what? For one match?
SummerSlam.
2 matches?
SummerSlam. Did you see the setup for CM Punk and Cody Rhodes?
What setup? On SmackDown?
Yeah.
Through Instagram, yeah.
Yeah. And no, I thought you did see it and you were just like, what setup? Because that wasn't much of anything.
I mean, there was just two stars. Fucking like, here, who shit is bigger? All right, let's find out on SummerSlam. It's trash. It's trash.
They're not even trying anymore. Like,
they're legit. That's why I'm fucking so. That's why, like this show is just oh god. And then I watched this show, and then they fucking make an announcement like it was a big deal of a fucking 6-man clusterfuck tag match. And then you want niggas to be happy about this?
Punk and Cody. You got Liv and IYO. You got the Intercontinental title match, Hell in a Cell, World Heavyweight Championship match.
Yeah, have fun at that. Now, yeah, and then we'll get one more after the Gauntlet match.
Yeah. Speaking of SummerSlam, we get another segment in the multi-week, multi-part series covering the rivalry between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Chapter 2, The Breakup. It featured clips of 2014 where Seth hit Roman with the steel chair to mark the end of the Shield. We then see how they were successful after the breakup of the Shield. We see Roman winning the Royal Rumble and Seth Rollins winning the Money in the Bank contract. And then next week for Chapter 3, we would see how all those things converged on one another at WrestleMania 31. But the better part of the video packages on the show had to be this one, JJ. As we see
about time this show finally how long? We've been doing this shit for an hour and 28 minutes, and it's finally some good news.
We had clips of the 2010s of Big Cass and everything that he was able to do in his previous stint in WWE, and he asks a distinct question. He says, what happens when the whole world calls you can't miss? What happens when the whole world is wrong? That is the tagline, and then we see Big Cass standing in front of a silhouette that reads 8/3. Man, they're about to give him plenty of hype because he's going to debut on March 8th, 2027. I can't wait. What did you think about the Big Cass teaser here?
I fucking hate you. I hate you. I hate that it took me 5 seconds to process.
I was waiting. I just said it. I let it breathe. I was like, he didn't get it. He didn't catch it. What did you think about the Big Cass teaser?
Oh, happy days. Finally something good on the show has finally happened, and it wasn't a promo. It wasn't a wrestling match. It was a fucking shadow silhouette of somebody that we've been talking about for weeks on weeks. And we've done the shtick for weeks on weeks off of rumors. And now that it's actually happening, oh my God, the shot in the arm that I fucking need from this piece of shit cesspool that we're fucking watching weekly. Oh my God. Yeah, you remove yourself because I don't speak for you. I'm speaking for me. This shit has been fucking hard to watch. So thank the heavens. Thank the heavens that we finally get to do something fun on August 3rd and not March 8th. Oh my God. Seeing the little clips of Soft and seeing a fucking, it's like, and they know what they're doing too, is because they know they got Enzo locked up too. They're just giving you that appetizer, and that little motherfucker just gonna come running out, and that pop is gonna be fucking thunderous. Finally. And mind you, nobody is here to watch them wrestle.
No.
I don't care about them wrestling.
We've never complimented them for their wrestling ever.
I just want to do the promo. I just want to.
My name is Enzo Amore.
That's all. I just want to do it when they're at the same time. I want to have my TV all the way up. Bada boom! Realest guys in the room. How you doing?
What do we got over here? A cup of haters? A cup of haters? Yes, I do believe that Enzo is going to show up with Big Kaz, because I don't know if they would be giving just Big Kaz on his own the vignette treatment. This feels like the first part, and then the next part is next week, where you hear Enzo being like, I was always told I was gonna make it, but now I made it back, or something like that.
Yeah, he's gonna get like a nice little video. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like the week before SummerSlam.
Could do that. Yeah, so August 3rd episode of Monday Night Raw is the Raw after SummerSlam. So it should be interesting where they're positioned here on Monday Night Raw moving forward. But definitely they seem to be kind of at least focused on giving more attention to the tag team division.
Yeah, I'm not going that far. I ain't going that far.
I'm just going based on the fact that the World Tag Team titles main evented Saturday Night's main event. It made evented an episode of Raw. They got the Vision and Alpha Academy doing a big angle on this show, and they're reintroducing Enzo and Kaz. That is way more than we've seen them do for the tag team division in the better part of 2 years.
True Heels, I'm just letting y'all know, I have no interest in their wrestling at all. I have no interest in their wrestling at all, because it's not going to be good. I just want the promos. SP over here trying to think with some level of optimism, thinking that they're going to fucking do something for a division. I don't give a fuck about any of that.
They're just an addition to the tag division.
I don't give a fuck if they never have a tag team match.
Greg Carter is locked in for August 3rd.
Hell yeah.
That Dion, it says
4th edition of Rated Raw Review is going to be legendary.
Absolutely. We're just going to be saying the promo the whole day. Bada boom! Realest guys in the room. How you doing?
How you doing?
Can't wait. Just a few weeks away, JJ.
Wait, hold on. Wait, is Chrissy going to be on Saturday?
No, I think she is. She didn't say otherwise.
Oh, we're going to annoy the fuck out of her. Oh God. And this won't be her. This see Josh low-key likes it, but he just be acting. Chrissy ain't acting. Chrissy is going to be dead annoyed.
She will be. I saw her in the chat earlier Shout outs to Chrissy. King Greg saying, bada boom. Realest guys in the room. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? But yes, thank you so much, guys. I can't wait. We made this possible. We got Enzo and Kaz back in the E. We should be proud of ourselves.
They watch True Heel Heat. And I know that because they make shows like this that we fucking despise and then give us this moment of happiness to tell us to shut the fuck up and like it.
Why are you playing with my emotions? You playing with my emotions. There she go. There's Chrissy. You know it.
Yo. She might leave the show on Saturday.
She's like, I'm out. Bye, guys. All right, but next up, we had the Gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders for the Intercontinental Championship. Before the match started, we get a video package highlighting all the participants in the matchup. Dirty Dom says he's going to become a 3-time WWE Intercontinental Champion. We get Ethan Page, who is focused on getting the token of excellence. Javon Evans is ready to break out and win his first singles title in WWE. Joe Hendry is ready to show everyone that Joe knows best, and he's going to become a champion on the main roster. Dragon Lee is looking to follow in the footsteps of his mentor, Rey Mysterio, and become an Intercontinental Champion. Rusev is ready to win championship gold again in WWE, while Chad Gable is ready for his full circle moment. All his whole despair and downward spiral started with his failure to win the Intercontinental Championship. It got worse when he couldn't beat Penta, and now he gets to achieve it all, where he gets to beat Penta and win the Intercontinental Championship, all of that in his hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota at SummerSlam. So that brings us to the matchup here, and we kick off with Dominic Mysterio going at it with Joe Hendry. First up, we get Hendry, who sped up the pace of the matchup, hits a back elbow. Hendry caught Mysterio and dumped him with the fallaway slam, but JD McDonough offers a distraction, which allows for Dom to dropkick Hendry in the back. He follows up with the 619 and then hits the frog splash off the top rope for the 1-2-3 to eliminate Hendry from the gauntlet. Out next is Javon Evans. Javon Evans and Dominic Mysterio. Mysterio actually had the advantage yet again in this one. After another distraction from McDonough, you get Evans, who knocked him to the floor, but Dominic Mysterio caught Evans with a dropkick from behind, and then he followed up with the 619. He heads to the top rope for the frog splash when you are cursed hits, and Danhausen comes out where he curses Dirty Dom yet again. This time, though, he is unable to aim his cursing powers at the right post, so fireworks go off on the wrong ring post. JD McDonough tried to chase off Danhausen. In the confusion, though, Evans is able to take advantage. He hits the OG cutter on Dirty Dom, gets the 1-2-3 to eliminate the former Intercontinental Champion from the matchup. And out next is Dragon Lee. This right here is the highlight of the whole entire show when it comes to in-ring action. These two guys balled the fuck out. You get Lee, who hits a beautiful looking dive, tope con hilo to the floor 30 seconds into the matchup. We go to a commercial break and come back from break. Lee hits Evans with a hard chop that sends him to the floor. Lee charged at Evans, who hip tossed Lee over the barricade into the timekeeper's area. You then get Javon, who runs around ringside, dove over the barricade, and does a beautiful dive onto Lee, almost heading over the barricade and into the front row. Back in the ring, you get Evans, who dove into a super kick from Lee, who gets a near fall. You get Lee, who hits a beautiful Hurricane Rana onto Evans off the apron to the floor. He then brings him back into the ring. Tornado DDT gets him a near fall. Lee snapped off a release German suplex. Evans tries for the OG cutter, but Lee catches him, hung him up in the ropes, and hits him with a double stomp right to the chest. Evans caught Lee as he went for the Operation Dragon. He reverses it into an inside cradle, gets a 1-2-3 to pick up the victory here and eliminate his second participant of the matchup. Evans doesn't have too much time to celebrate, as out next is the Bulgarian brute, Rusev. Rusev jumps Evans from behind. He dominated him during the commercial break. Evans dove into a Uranagi from Rusev. Rusev then got him into the accolade, but Evans was able to make it into the ropes. Rusev then locked on the accolade for a second time. Evans is able to fight and fight and fight. He gets to his feet. He drops down and backs up Rusev onto the mat. He's able to break free, but Rusev charges at Evans, who ducked. Evans goes for the OG cutter, but Rusev catches him with a forearm. He then reapplies the accolade, this time wrapping his hands over Evans' mouth, making him pass out in the move as Rusev eliminates the young OG. What a performance by Javon. This was one of Rusev's better matches, an absolute banger with Dragon Lee, and then a solid bout with Dom. Definitely elevated himself with his performance here. But out next was the former Olympian Chad Gable. Gable came out fast, hitting German suplex and overhead throws. You get Rusev, who cuts him off on the top rope. He goes for a superplex, but Gable is able to fight out of it with headbutts. He then flies off the top rope with a flying clothesline. He then follows up as they exchange punches, boos, and yays from the fans. Gable tries for the angle slam, but Rusev is able to escape. He locks on the accolade, but you get Gable, who fought out of it. He hits a German suplex into the bottom turnbuckle and then follows up with the victory roll and gets the 1-2-3 to eliminate Rusev, and we are down to only 2. Before Gable could celebrate the win, Rusev attacks him, locks him in the accolade as Ethan Page's music hits and brings out our last participant in this gauntlet. Ethan Page takes advantage of a wounded Gable. He hits him with a running boot right from the start. He goes for a near fall after a big power slam and then laid in the bad mouth on Gable before hitting a clothesline. Gable is able to escape the Eagles Plex. He hits an angle slam, but he gets a near fall. The crowd is loudly chanting for Gable, rooting for him to win. You get Page, who tried for an avalanche power slam, but Gable is able to slip out of it, and he locks on the ankle lock. You get Ethan, who struggles and frantically reaches for the ropes. He tries to escape over and over again, but Gable is able to roll through and keep the hold on until All Ego has no choice but to tap out. Chad Gable becomes your new #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and post-match, the champion Penta comes down to stare him down ahead of their big showdown on the first weekend of August from Minneapolis, Minnesota. It will be Penta defending the WWE Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable in his hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota. I thought this was an excellent gauntlet. WWE is only really good at a few things, and one of those few things, whether it's the Triple H era or the Vince era, is a gauntlet match. Gauntlet match seems to be their most effective way to get over more than one person. 9 times out of 10 in a WWE matchup, only the person who wins gets over. In a gauntlet matchup, they're able to give someone else a big performance that elevates them in the process. Here, it was Javon Evans, but I thought even someone like a Dragon Lee having that competitive matchup with Javon, he got elevated. They elevated and continued the whole Danhausen versus Judgment Day storyline during this matchup. Rusev got to be able to shine, picking up a win over Javon Evans, making him look as good as he's looked since he made his comeback. I think probably the only person who got the short end of the stick is Ethan Page because he had to lose in the end. But Gable gets over, Evans got over, Rusev, Dragon Lee. This was a very effective way to book this gauntlet and get over multiple people while setting up the IC title match for SummerSlam. So hats off to WWE for that one. What did you think?
This saved the entire episode for me. Because this match to start off was this was some good shit. Like this was some good shit. Getting Joe Hendry's ass out of the way early. Literally the worst wrestler of the entire bunch. Yes, I'm including Rusev in there. Joe Hendry is the worst wrestler of the group.
Yeah.
So get him out the way early. So, and then the shit really gets started once the young OG comes out. Damn, whew, that boy came the ball. That boy came the ball, yo. Like he showed the fuck out, yo. And the interaction and the little match with Dom was pretty decent. But boy, walking through the flame. Once that shit happened, that's when the game started, bruh. That's when the game started because these two motherfuckers went crazy. Like, I was like, yo, these and the fucking way that they sell for each other is fucking magnificent. It's fucking magnificent. Like, these two have some of the best in-ring chemistry in the entirety of WWE. Like, fucking flawless. Like, fucking, like, damn near AEW fucking chemistry in-ring type of flawless. Like, these two are fucking good together, yo. Good to see them pair up and get the fucking spotlight that they both deserve. And then young OG's moment was getting the second victory in a row. And then you thought it was done, and then he actually has a pretty good match with Rusev. Like, the match with Rusev wasn't fucking terrible. And the fact, the comebacks, the threats, and the chances that you kind of thought that the young OG might have, you thought he might be able to kind of pull a Kofi off, but then he got, he just got the gas taken out of him, and then he just passed out. Great way for him to go out because it's like he didn't tap, he didn't, nothing really happened to make him look weak. He just looked like literally he had 3 matches and he ran out of gas from the third match.
Yeah.
So that was a great way to fucking keep him in his moment very, very prominent and very strong. And then, of course, you get the guy that everybody, you get you get Chad Gable. You get Chad Gable, and essentially, like, the favorite, basically, to win this match comes out. And it's kind of like writing's kind of on the wall. So, he was able to defeat Rusev and then gets attacked. And then you have the fucking kind of match with Ethan Page. Great ending to that match as well, because, it looks like Gable and Ethan is starting to develop some nice in-ring work as well together, which looked pretty good. Like they worked well together, like very well in this final encounter. And it's like, all right, finally, you gave the man his moment. You gave Chad Gable his spot. He's going to get the shot at the IC championship against Penta at SummerSlam and in his hometown. Good story. Good way to end the match. And the crowd was behind him finally after all of these fucking other like towns were like fucking dead as doornails for the most part. At least Texas showed the man some love and kind of went along with him with his little skull chant.
That shit is so corny. This shit is so corny.
It's Minnesota. It's literally that's something. It's like you don't
Gable.
It's his hometown. It fit. I was like when I saw it for the first time, I was like, "Oh, this shit is trash." But it's like it's literally a Minnesota thing. So it's like it's a Minnesota thing. So that shit is gonna go crazy in Minnesota. So great fucking match. Great way to get at least 4 of the guys some real good shine. And it worked out. It was good. And thank God this happened because this show was easily, even with the main event segment, was on the verge to a severe thumbs down.
But I want to mention and give WWE credit. This Gable redemption arc is the best writing and booking we've seen from WWE this year. Like the fact that it's culminating in his hometown at SummerSlam with the title that he was chasing after when he first turned heel 2 years ago on the line against the guy he couldn't beat, the first luchador he couldn't beat that led him into going to Mexico to get the El Grande Americano mask. Like, that is great symmetry. That's a full circle. That's how you tell a complete story. And you just don't get that from this company a lot of times. So you have to praise it and give it credit when they are able to get that done, because this is a very well done how this has all been set up for SummerSlam.
And this, yeah, like especially like his quest originally was to become Intercontinental Champion, and he lost it he lost his path to the Intercontinental Championship to a luchador. So the story itself, the way he went on his conquest and became Grande Americano to defeat the luchadors and then have that. They got a lot of dumb shit. Let's preface, but they got a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
This one, if they complete this is one of their best ones. This one is really great. If they actually and it comes full circle against the person that made him go on the quest, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Really and well that man, he is now trying to fulfill this quest with, is the champion that he was chasing for 2 years.
There you go. But yes, we get an announcement that Tom Brady will be appearing on the Cody Rhodes What Do You Want to Talk About podcast during Fanatics Fest this week, starting on Thursday, July 16th. They will be together to talk all things QB1 meeting QB1. And then we got the lineup for this Saturday night's main event. So how about we get predictions from Top Guy JJ? Top Guy JJ, we got Roman Reigns versus Jalen Brunson. Who wins?
No contest, because it's not a match happening.
To be fair, you would be correct. Then we got Bayley going one-on-one with Lyra Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria.
And then we got for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, Brie, Bella, and Paige defend against Fatal Influences, Lainey Reed and Fallon Henley.
Just know I'm more interested in this tag team match, which I'm not interested at all, than the Cody Rhodes and Tom Brady interview.
Well, that's not saying much. Who do you think's gonna win?
Fatal Influence. I think this is the only thing that changes hands.
Then we got no disqualification. Danhausen goes one-on-one with JD McDonough. What do you got?
Danhausen begins to create the demise of the Judgment Day.
Danhausen, thanks to the Knicks, gets the win.
Josh Hart.
And then finally, the main event, tag team action, WWE champion CM Punk teams with his SummerSlam opponent, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, to verse the former WWE champion Sami Zayn and the Ring General Gunther. Who you got?
CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, because I think Gunther is going to leave Sami high and dry.
I could definitely see that. Yeah. I could see that. Or Nick Aldis comes out and helps Cody and Punk win. I could see both of those things happening, unfortunately. But yes, that is Saturday night's main event. If you want a formal preview and predictions, join us back here on Friday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be joined by John Escudero of Dirt Sheet Radio and the one and only Maggie to preview Saturday night's main event. So join us for that. We got people saying they hate this guy so much, man. I don't know who he's talking about. We got.
I also been talking about either Cody or Tom Brady.
To be fair, you're probably right. King Greg saying Sammy eating a pin. We got Safet who says Fatal Influence is winning. There we go. And then finally, it is time to talk about the main event. We see Roman Reigns. Yes, main event, segment, match.
Segment, main event, segment.
Roman shows up and he exits his SUV. He gets his stagehand to pass along his title belt when he walks to the ring. Then we get Adam Pearce in the ring to make things official with a table and chairs set up in the ring. He brought out the World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns first. Roman was, of course, acknowledged by the fans with a big ovation. And then out came his SummerSlam opponent, his former Shield brethren, Seth Rollins. Rollins has the people singing his entrance. They took about 10 minutes of television time to get to the ring with either one of them. Couldn't go 5 minutes without a commercial during the Gauntlet match, but get full 10-minute entrances from both guys. Seth sat down and took the contract and signed it. Of course, Seth grabbed the mic and observed it must be hard for Roman when his song drowns out the OTC chants, which leads the crowd to singing the song and chanting OTC, with the OTC chants being a little louder. Seth said, "Some things in life are certain. Death, taxes, and Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns." Rollins told Reigns to sign the contract and put his feet up while the crowd serenaded him with his song. Roman wished the crowd did that last week. Seth didn't bore the crowd to death.
Facts!
Roman called Rollins the Tribal Chief's #1 hater, which the crowd then chanted, "He's a hater. He's a hater." Roman says that Seth being his #1 hater was the only thing that Seth was actually #1 at, which got some oohs from the crowd. Roman said that Seth is not on his level. The crowd started giving Roman the what treatment while he rattled off what he was going to do to Seth. Seth thanked Roman for keeping his title warm for him and told his former Shield brethren that he'll see him next time he decided to show up for work. He then tossed out the mic like he actually said something, and Roman was not having it. Roman gets on the mic as Seth leaves the ring and says, "So you're going to sign and run?" Roman started to taunt Seth, asking what would happen if Seth wins. He would just carry it for a few months and then get hurt again. And then the crowd was like, "Oh," and he's like, "What?" It's because that's what happens every single time. Roman says that's what happens when someone can't handle the pressure of being a top guy. This goading works as Seth makes his way back to the ring to go face to face with Roman. Roman poked at Seth's injured shoulder. He says that he was like, "You can't even be #1 or be a world champion without cashing in Money in the Bank. You've done it multiple times." Rollins asks Roman if he had something else to say, and Roman says he knew Seth was #1 because he still needed that Money in the Bank briefcase to become champion. And hell, he needed to fake an injury on top of that to even use it. Roman then called Triple H Seth's work daddy. He says the sad part is they basically been giving Seth all of my stuff, and he still can't be the #1 guy. Hell, your work daddy is basically running this whole damn thing, and you still can't be #1. He says that Seth is always gonna be #2. Roman is always gonna be number 1, and it's time for Seth to just acknowledge it, bitch. The mind games were getting to Seth as the crowd was oohing with all the right shoot lines from Roman. Seth says, "Is that all you've got?" Demanding he tells Seth to his face that he'll never be as big of a star as Roman, that I'll never main event as many WrestleManias as you. Everything is for Roman, and none of it is for me. Roman can't say anything to Seth that he hasn't said to himself for the last 15 years. Seth and Roman are running the same race, according to Seth. And at some point in the last 15 years, Seth had to look himself in the mirror and be proud of what he's done and what he fights for. Because I'm a revolutionary. I'm a visionary. I am Seth freaking Rollins. And I am so glad I am not Roman Reigns. Rollins, showing that the mind games had gotten to him, sucker punches Roman to get the one-up on him. He overwhelms him with ground and pound punches. Seth Wrigley is out of control and he stomps at Roman. He mounts Roman, punching him, calling him a piece of shit. He then reaches back, pulls on his hair even, and says, "Where's your bloodline now?" Seth goes to leave after laying Roman out, but then he decides to turn around and go for the stomp, but he walks right into a Superman punch from the World Heavyweight Champion. Roman went to powerbomb Seth through the table, but Seth had the microphone in his hand, and he pops Roman right in the head with it. He then delivers a pedigree, laying Roman out on the mat, and then Roman gets up a bit, and Seth puts in the death nail and hits the curb stomp to leave Roman laying as he gets the last word and the last laugh ahead of SummerSlam. Overall, a good go home segment, a good segment to promote the pay-per-view. I thought that Roman was absolutely fabulous here. Just how nonchalant he comes across. I had someone who told me, "Oh, this is the same promo he's cut before." It's definitely not. He's never said any of this stuff about all the stuff that went down with Seth. And the reality of it is that this is what they tried to do. They tried to give Seth Rollins a Roman Reigns push, put him over all the other top guys, and he still is not on their level. It's fucking embarrassing. So I am so glad that Roman just roasted his ass, basically said, "You're never going to be on my level. You never were on my level. They could try anything and everything. You will never be on my level." Roman just says it with so much conviction, so much believability. You believe every single word that Roman says. And although Seth, in the first half of his response, came across very passionate, came across kind of like a kind of B Rabbit in 8 Mile type of promo where he's like, "I'm going to say anything else you could have said to me, and I'm going to shut it down because I've said it all to myself." And then his go home line was fucking, "I'm a visionary, I'm a revolutionary," which is right up there with, "Isn't it great to be alive on a Monday night or what?" And "I'm easy to find and hard to beat." These are the 3 most fucking deplorable, pathetic, and cringeworthy catchphrases in the professional wrestling industry right now. He ruined what would have been a very passionate, very babyface response to Roman and just made himself come off like the fucking lamest dude ever. Roman is wrong. Seth, you're not number 2. You're not number 3. You are fucking 4. You are not even number 2. You're not even a good number 2. Get the fuck out of here with this visionary shit. No one wants to hear that shit. JJ, what did you think about this go home segment?
Only thing I'm gonna remember out of this segment is the way the OTC fucking destroyed Seth Rollins with nothing but truth bombs. Yo, that nigga just dropped a nuke on Seth, bro. There was nothing Seth could have said that would have matched exactly what Roman spoke on that man. Like, yo, it is factually correct that every time Seth Rollins has become champion, he gets injured. Yep. Every time half of Seth Rollins' championship wins has come via Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Seth Rollins had to play a ruse over either Gunther or CM Punk just to win the damn thing. And then he still gets hurt after he does that. So Roman just shitted on him, wiped his ass, and threw the toilet paper with the shit on it on him. And then Seth Rollins comes back with, I'm a visionary, I'm a revolutionary, I'm Seth freaking Rollins, and I'm so glad I'm not you. Are you?
You sound like we so bad, right?
You know we keep receipts, right? Because you the same nigga that just said that you've hated and you've been jealous of him for 15 years. But now you glad 1 week later that you not him? In one fell swoop of 5 minutes, Roman just truth bombed you to death. And then in 2 sentences, you just spewed out 15 years of lies. Yeah, I'd be mad too. I'd fuck Roman up too because you just exposed me. You just exposed me. And I'm like, damn, this nigga just pinned me into a corner. I gotta beat his ass now. He just pinned me into a corner, bro. But oh my God. So I actually enjoyed it. I thought this was actually really well done just because of the confidence of the promo of Roman Reigns. Like he just, that nigga, he wasn't doing a promo. He was preaching.
He was,
yeah. So that wasn't, he wasn't cutting no, he was just preaching to the masses and putting together words that people were just thinking about, and he just said them all out loud.
He watches on a burner account.
And then the fact that
this is everything we said about Seth for the last 2 years.
And he was right on point where he was like, yo, this man just spewed out a bunch of bullshit and just put people to sleep. I know. I remember I was yawning a lot during his promo work, and I was like, yeah, it's probably true because I was pretty much going to sleep on your shit, dog. This was good. And it's like, all right, you got Seth Rollins the upper hand to make it look like that there is going to be some type of threat there. But, I think that's something that we all know is it's just a foresight that we're going to see happen. We know that. We know the OTC is beating this fucking guy. But, let Seth have his moment or two. He might get one up on him next week or the week after. It's fine. We know what's happening. Seth Rollins ain't beating the OTC at SummerSlam where it really matters the most in a one-on-one at the main event of night 2, which is something that Seth Rollins will never say he has done. He's beaten Roman Reigns before on shows. He's beaten Roman Reigns with the help of Paul Heyman. He's beaten Roman Reigns in like Money in the Bank. But you can't say you beat him at SummerSlam. Yeah, you beat him at Mania after fucking Brock Lesnar fucking annihilated this nigga for like 20 minutes. Yeah, he did that. But here, SummerSlam, night 2, yeah, when you take that L, you ain't never going to be able to recover from that, bro.
So, where do you think Seth Rollins ranks as far as like all-timer number twos in WWE? So just let's just say like our lifetime, these have been the number twos in the company. You've had like the 80s, it was Macho Man. Then the 90s, it was either Shawn or Brett, depending on what part of the new generation era it was. Then into like the Attitude Era, where it was Rock and Triple H were the number twos. Maybe at one point in between there, Undertaker was number two at another point. Then post Attitude Era, you had like Triple H again, because Brock was kind of getting pushed as a number one. Then there was Brock while Triple H was getting pushed as a number one. Then you have Edge, Orton, Punk from the Cena era. And then you got Seth, Cody, Punk from this Roman era.
If I'm thinking about that answer today, he's at the bottom of all of that.
Yeah, naming all these people, I was like, he's not better.
Yeah, and then it's because I was much more invested than all of those people that you just named ahead of him. Like, I really, the only time I could say I was somewhat invested in Seth, like not heavy, but to a degree, is when he first turned on the Shield and became the corporate champion.
Yeah, the architect.
That was probably like the time that I was like, all right, I'm gonna see where they go with this. I'm gonna see what they do. I'm gonna see how this catapults him. And that was the time he was having fucking heater matches with so many people. He was killing it. Like between John Cena's and Finn Balor and the people that he was fighting, like he was killing it. But I was still not more invested than I was with like guys like Edge, Randy Orton, fucking Triple H, The Rock, Steamboat, Macho, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, even to a degree, Chris Jericho. I was more invested in all of those guys compared to Seth Rollins. So he would be at the bottom for me.
I'd probably say the peak as far as when I was most invested into Seth would probably be 2018, the Intercontinental title run. I think that was probably when I was most invested into Seth Rollins because he was like the best thing about WWE main roster at that time. But I've been a fan of Seth since he was Tyler Black in the Age of the Fall back in 2007 in Ring of Honor. So I've been shooting in the Seth gym for a while. Really, it was 2019 when we got to know Colby Lopez on social media and him talking down to Will Ospreay and talking about, oh, I'm the best wrestler in the world because look at my paycheck and all that stuff. Where I was just like, you kind of come across like you have a bigger vision of yourself than who you really are. And I just didn't like that. And then hearing all his interviews over the last 7 years since then, where he's like, oh, I should be on the same level as Roman, or I should be considered one of the greatest of all time. Like, I feel like he feels like he is better than what the common perception is of where he's at all time.
I mean, but he should feel that way.
And I know he should feel that way, but he should also know how to answer that question in an interview where he doesn't come off like a smug, cocky individual. That's why he comes off as.
He'll answer that question better when his career's over. You can't have him answer that like in an objective standpoint while he's literally still active, while he's literally still like in his mind, still in his prime. Like you can't do that. Like that's
but like I feel like it's two different things. Like when Roman says those type of interviews and Roman saying that he's the GOAT, there's a certain amount of credibility and numbers to support what Roman is saying. Basically, Seth Rollins is just saying he's the best because a couple of marks on the internet think that he's the best.
But also at the same time, he is a multiple-time champion. It's
a fucking kayfabe title. What are we talking about?
I know that, but you're asking a kayfabe question to a kayfabe guy during his character prime. Like, why would anyone act surprised to an answer that they would give? Like, when his career is over, when he's in a place like where The Undertaker is at, where he just answers questions objectively, then you'll get the truth. But I'm not going to sit here and take a answer at face value while he's literally still doing the job.
I mean, John Cena was the number one guy in this company for 15 years. He never said anything like what Seth Rollins says about being the best.
Because he is a sense to
because no you were onto it. You were about to say it because he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. Seth Rollins feels like he has to say all this stuff.
The GOATs we know, the GOATs never really, outside of like Roman Reigns, the GOATs don't call themselves the GOATs.
Hogan.
I mean,
and Ric Flair.
I mean, Ric Flair to a lesser degree, to like the later stages of his career, he started to acknowledge his greatness. But you're not going to tell me 55, 60-year-old Ric Flair is calling himself the GOAT, and that's not a fucking factual statement coming from him thinking that. But Ric Flair in the 80s in WCW and Ric Flair in the early 90s, he wasn't calling himself the greatest of all time. He was still in the moment. And people were saying it for him. Seth knows no one is ever going to call him the greatest. No one in their right minds is ever going to call him the greatest. So he is he's kind of in a place where LeBron James is at without all the accolades.
Okay. So now we're seeing eye to eye. Yes. This is very much comes off like LeBron saying he's the GOAT.
So he's saying it to ring conversations and to make conversation like the one we just had. Without him saying what he said, we would have never even had the conversation of what we just had. So the fact that he's saying it is making people talk. Now the answer is
it's only making me talk. It's only making me talk now because Roman told him the truth.
Yeah, but the answer that he's always going to hear is never going to be the one he wants to hear. It's the conversation that's actually just happening. But as far as like, because it just comes to what you prefer flavor wise as well. Because in retrospect, Seth Rollins is better in the ring than Randy Orton, than Edge, than the Macho Man. He's better in the ring than most of these people. If you're just talking about wrestling, he's damn near at the top of that list.
He's not
better than Austin, better than Rock, better than Rock. He's not the people that I would say hands down. He's not better than in ring. Is Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
I would say CM Punk too.
To a degree, that's if that's Seth Rollins in the ring is fucking incredible.
Yeah, and I think that most of the time though, I think that people are crediting athleticism and saying that that's what makes him like the better wrestler, and I think that these guys are better psychology, better storytellers than Seth Rollins.
And that's where some people will separate people like Edge or in Punk is because they're better storytellers in the ring than Seth Rollins. It's just really, when it comes down to that, it's really just, it's going to come down to preference. The big separation is what brings him to the bottom. It's character.
Yeah, it's promos and character.
That's what brings him all the way down. That's the way the precipitous drop happens.
Yeah. All right, but that's going to bring us to an end on another edition of Rated Raw Review. Thank you so much, everyone who joined us live today, and let us know in the comments down below what you thought about last night's Monday Night Raw. And if you're with us in the live chat, sound off there and let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, your moment of the night. Whether you gave the show a thumbs up, a thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give last night's edition of Monday Night Raw? For myself and Top Guy JJ, for the July 13th, 2026 edition of Monday Night Raw, in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs in the middle from both of us. Out of 10, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. JJ?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. The last 40 minutes of the show was absolutely incredible. But the show was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
He's like, I had to get through 2 hours before the good 40 minutes. Yeah, this was just a little bit of a struggle, but the Gauntlet match and the main event segment did a lot of hairy carrying on this episode here. Match of the night.
If anything else was good on the show, this shit would have got a thumbs up. Literally anything else.
Match of the night, it's of course the Gauntlet.
I don't need to answer that.
No. MVP for the show, who you got?
MVP. Honorable mention to Roman Reigns, but I'm going to go with Javon Evans.
Fair. I'm going co-MVP for Javon Evans and Roman Reigns. Roman had the best promo. Javon was the best wrestler on the show. And then LVP for the show, JJ.
Poor Otis. Poor Otis. Why they do that man like that? He got his heart broken and his ass beat.
I'm going to give it to the Dallas PD, or the fake Dallas PD. And that poor guy who got yeeted.
Fucked up by Oba Femi. I mean,
but he got yeeted with no one there, no one to break his fall. At least the last guy got the fall on the pile. The first guy got the fall right on the ground. Like, if he not the LVP, I don't know what y'all watched.
I watched a man get his heart broken and got his ass beat.
Otis woke up just fine. That dude that got tossed out the ring first, I don't know if he woke up just fine.
I mean, he the most bruised.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Dallas PD folks, but I do respect Otis getting the LVP from y'all as well. But moments of the episode, who you giving it to, JJ?
Moment of the episode, seeing 8-3 on the motherfucking screen, baby.
That's my honorable mention. My moment of the episode would be the roast of Seth Rollins, hosted by Roman Reigns.
I knew you would take it, so that I wanted. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave that for you. But yes, seeing the talk of what we've done for about a month turn into reality. Oh yeah,
how sweet it is. How sweet it is. All right, that's going to bring us to a close on another edition of Rated Raw Review. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us today. If you haven't already, drop the thumbs up on this video, share with your friends, subscribe if you are new to the True Heel Heat Wrestling YouTube channel. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We got AE Ramble coming up on Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We got our preview for WWE Saturday Night's Main Event on Friday at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And the flagship podcast with myself, Miss Chrissy Love, and of course, my good brother right here, Top Guy JJ. JJ, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they shall see you again.
On Instagram, you can find me at TrueHeel_Top Guy JJ. And on the channel, I will be back this Saturday for the flagship podcast, True Heel Heat. And of course, back here, hopefully with a better episode next Tuesday for Rated Raw review. So it's a lot of entries over these last couple weeks, and we get some more coming this week.
There we go. There it is. But yeah, we got plenty of great stuff coming up over the next couple of days. Over on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment, we got our Power Book 3 Raising Kanan review tomorrow for episode 5. A lot to discuss from that one after The Secret came out. And we also got our The Bear Season 5 review on that channel as well. X-Men 97 Season 2 reviews over there, as well as The Shy Season 8. So plenty of great stuff for you to enjoy on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment here on this channel.
I have to jump on that Power review.
Join us, man. We
when is that? When is that popping off?
Tomorrow.
What time you said?
Either Chrissy is free at like noon or 1. So if you could jump on during lunchtime like she does, that'd be great.
Okay. Just keep me posted.
All right, I'll let you know. I'll confirm with her and I'll get back to you. But yeah, check that out. Check out there. Subscribe over there. This weekend we got our Saturday Night's Main Event review as well, and then we're keeping it up for Redemption Week next week here on the channel. So be on the lookout for that. Check out all the great stuff we got on the channel, like our AE Ramble episode 257 from last week with the Kenny Omega title change. Check out our G1 Climax 36 preview with myself, Sanal, and Jay News. Check out the True Hill Heat Flagship podcast from this past weekend. Talk about Sheamus leaving WWE for possibly AEW and the big title changes from this past week. But I will be back on Thursday for AE Ramble. So
thanks,
join us
Chrissy.
for that.
Chrissy just confirmed. 1 p.m.
1 p.m. tomorrow. There you go.
There you go. Thanks, boo.
There you go. Thank you, Chrissy.
I gotta hop on that, bro.
Yeah, we do. We got a lot to discuss. So join us there tomorrow for JJ. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 128. I know who I am for the July 13th, 2026 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.
That boy Roman verbally the way Marvin Kanan.